Let's talk about performance-based pay. Now, this is a topic that is generally in discussion in HR forums. How many of your companies have really thought about performance-based pay? One thing for sure, if you are currently a company that pays fixed salaries, you clearly haven't understood this concept. If the only variable pay that you make is overtime, you're almost a dinosaur. So the topic is performance-based pay. Now, companies which have a sales focus, which has a sales force, will generally use incentives and commissions to pay salespeople. Well, that's performance-based pay. So on one side, we have companies who are still stuck in the 1900s, paying fixed pay, hoping people perform, demanding people to perform, and finally relying on supervisors and supervision to make people perform. In other words, adding more cost to make people perform. On the flip side, you have organizations who have understood the need to drive sales and currently are paying commission and incentives and are still struggling to achieve their sales performance. So clearly, many of us haven't figured out the heart and soul of the topic of performance-based pay. Now at Snipexx, we are not HR experts. So the topic of performance-based pay has to be looked at from many dimensions. Let's look at it from a business dimension. Firstly, have you defined performance? Until you define performance, you are unable to reward or recognize it. A company who does that is going to fall in trouble, and every single rupee you pay in performance incentives is going to be a waste of money. So step one, define performance. Now, how to define performance? You can't do that unless you understand the difference between a goal, an objective, and a KPI. Until you figure this dashboard out, don't even touch your cash to pay incentives or commissions. Think of it. There are many companies paying sales performance at a revenue level and keeps complaining that they're not getting new customers. Now that's the exact problem. You are paying the wrong thing and trying to achieve new customers by hope. This is a classic example of a gap in defining your KPIs for performance. So step one, build your performance dashboard. Then you need to understand what are the behavioral changes that you need to make. What are the activities you want to drive? And then what are the results that you're trying to achieve? And when you find that link, you are now able to start mapping your reward system to change the behaviors, to support the activities, and then finally the outcome to reward the results. So while the conversation on variable pay linked to performance is a critical discussion to have in your organization, if you don't follow the right steps of A, setting up your performance dashboard in detail, B, understanding the behavioral changes and the activity you want to be there to drive those results, your variable pay exercise is going to be an absolute failure. So connect with us to discuss more about how to build a performance-based reward structure for your sales force and your service team in your organization. To watch more videos from Snipexx, click the subscribe button below.